Maxx Crosby, he's going to come in at the end, punch it out.
Mahomes is sacked by Crosby, his second of the game. Second goal, O'Connell throwing for Adams. And did he have it going to the ground? Touchdown! That's not exactly how you
Mad Max.
All right, y'all, welcome back to The Huddle. This is The Rush with the one and only Maxx Crosby. I am your co-host, Brogan Roback. We got the dogs in the house, DT and Creel. Welcome back to another episode. What is this, number 14 for the boys over here at The Rush? Week 16 in the NFL. Obviously, the Raiders took a trip over to Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, and took on the Indianapolis Colts. Final score, 23-20, Colts on top. Max, I'm just going to pass over to you, man. It's been a long season, one more week left, but just want your thoughts on the game this weekend.
Yeah, obviously super disappointing. We did a lot of good things. We did a lot of things we, wish we did better. We were in the game at the end of it. You lose by 3 points. It's always tough, but at the end of the day, they're well coached. Shane Steichen, Gus Bradley, all those guys. I know, obviously I know Gus really well. We go way back. They're well coached and they don't beat themselves. And we had a couple penalties that hurt us. A couple were iffy, but at the same time, we didn't do enough to win. We let up too many big plays. There's two big ones that which we could have back, but it just wasn't our best performance. And on the road, playing basically a playoff game against the Colts, you got to be at your best. And on the road, it's not easy. And it sucks. But at the end of the day, for me, obviously in the moment, I was fucking, I won't even get into it. I was shook. I was fucking wanted to break everything in sight, and I wanted to I didn't know. I had a million emotions going through my head, but, I had a lot of time to reflect on the flight back and last night, and obviously it's disappointing that we're not making the playoffs this year, but just knowing where this team is going and what AP's done and Champ and the whole staff, coming together, Pat Graham and this whole team, the whole defense, the offense getting better weekly. We know we're going in the right direction, and I wish, you wish things would go a certain way, but things happen for a reason. You can't control everything. And at the end of the day, we know we're going in the right direction. That's all, that's what, kind of switched my mindset. It was like, all right, listen, we got one more game. We're playing Denver, another rival at home. Let's go make a fucking statement to go finish the season. I know that's where I'm at on a personal level. I know that's where, the guys are in the building. And we're ready to finish the season the right way. We lost a couple close-ass games. I mean, with AP, what are we, 4-4 with AP right now? Yeah. And we lose to Minnesota by 3. We lose to the Colts by 3. There's a couple plays go our way, or we make a couple more plays. It could be a whole different story right now. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't go back and switch the shit. We got to learn from it and take this. Go out with a bang and finish the season the right way and go into the off season with good momentum and prepare to go and dominate next year from start to finish. Not wait till it's too late.
Absolutely. No, we know you're gutted. Obviously, the way that you train year round, everybody knows about it who tunes in every single week, and you talk about it. So we know we're personally gutted for you and everybody on the locker room that puts a lot into it. But you guys have done a lot of good things here at the end of the year. A lot of key pieces in the right positions in the right places, it seems like. But Max, for you in this game specifically, what do you feel the Colts did to make it tougher on you guys? Because the defense has been rapid. You guys have been racking up sacks left and right. But this game, only one team sacked. So just your thoughts on what the Colts did very well.
Yeah, you got to give a ton of credit to, the Colts. Shane Steichen, like I said, is one of the better play callers in the league. There's a reason why he got the head coaching job in Indianapolis. They do a lot of things. They get rid of the ball very quick. They do a lot of RPO. They max protect whenever they, drop back. So, they make it as difficult as they possibly can. But it really starts with stopping the run. I feel like, we did a decent job, but we didn't do a good enough job to kind of get them behind the sticks and have more opportunities. So, just overall, I feel like, towards the end of the game, we had there was a lot of 3 and outs. Like, we had a lot of good drives with 3 and outs, boom, we're off the field. But then, they had the 2 big bombs. And then, it's hard to recover from that. And we clawed our fucking way back in the game. We gave gave us another chance, but it was just a little bit too late. And we all know we didn't play our absolute best as a unit. But the Colts, they did a good job, man. They got a lot of good players, and like I said, they have the right pieces to run what they run. You know what I mean? They got a really good running back. They got some good skill players. They got big physical line, and they want to run the ball and get rid of the ball as fast as they can. And they did a pretty damn good job. So overall, I feel like we didn't play bad on defense. Like we did some good things for sure, but overall, it just comes down to opportunities, and we really, we didn't have many opportunities to, get home. So, it's tough, but it comes down to 3 or 4 plays every single game. I mean, down in the red zone, like where I punched that ball out, like we fall on the ball right there, that could change the whole game. There's a couple close ass plays, like even the first bomb, Nate was right there, and it was an inch over his head. Like if you know what I mean, if he peeks a second earlier, Nate Hobbs, he would say himself, like he makes that play. You know what I mean? So it's just little things like that, bro. So I know personally I could have done better. I know everybody could have, feels like they could have done better, but that's the NFL, bro. You just gotta learn from it and keep moving on, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, you said that 3 or 4 plays matter in a game. Problem is, you just never know what 3 or 4 plays. But it did feel like almost every third down, every crucial third down, you were getting to Gardner, you were hitting him. If it wasn't you, it was someone else. And then for some weird ass reason, the ball floats in the air and it lands up either in Pierce's hands or Michael Pittman's hands. But there's so many instances where you guys were literally just right there. So I don't know, man. Maybe it just wasn't the day, but you guys were definitely fucking disruptive as hell and in his face. Did you feel like that out there doing so?
Definitely. I feel like on our limited opportunities, like we got some good pressures. We got a sack super early in the game. I should have fucking finished, but my boy AB got the sack, so I'm not mad about it. But yeah, I feel like overall we were getting after him a little bit, and we did some good things, but it's like you said, it's the NFL, bro. You don't know when those plays are going to be or when you got to capitalize on certain opportunities, but that's why it's the best game in the world. At the end of the day, you got to capitalize and be at your best, and every little detail matters, and that goes from the week of preparation leading up to it. That's why every little detail matters, from your recovery, how you prepare, how you get ready, how you sleep. All that shit matters, because in the game like that, where it's 2 teams super close, as far as talent and where we're at, we're close, we're in the wild card hunt. Every play matters, and they just made a couple more plays than us, and they got the win. So, yeah, it is what it is.
That play that you had, where you just mentioned you punched out the ball when Jonathan Taylor was running, is that a film study kind of a thing, where you say, hey, he might carry the ball a little loosely, or is that something just instinctual? You saw. I was gonna say you saw Brown and punched it, but
you got a history of punching the Colts players, breaking your hand.
Yeah. No, honestly, so Jonathan Taylor, he had a thumb issue. So I knew he's had some fumbling problems, and I knew he was a little bit banged up, but that's something we, pointed out earlier in the week. But that's something, like, I always look for that opportunity. It's not always there, but when you see that motherfucker, like for me, I'm never cocking up. That shit is loaded and ready to strike, you know what I mean? So I just seen the ball, and I just fucking straight down, and that shit came right out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, that's just part of the game. And I feel like, I was on the sideline talking shit. And my guy, Dan, Dan Jameson, is one of our, interns and strength coaches, and he has an MMA background. We do our boxing twice a week, and I went right to him, like, this fucking right hand is dangerous. Stop fucking playing. I was like, that's not right. He's like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. We were all hype on the sideline. So, big shout out to Dan. That's my guy, bro. He's definitely tightened up the hands, and it's just a part of the game, bro. If I can affect the game in any possible way I can, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I really, even these past couple of weeks, like, I haven't had a sack in 3 weeks, and I've been very close. I've been disruptive. I've, had some of my better games, like even the Chargers game and this game. Like, I'm killing dudes, run, pass, and everything. But it's a part of the game. Is how can you disrupt as much as possible? And for me, no matter what they throw at me, like yesterday, I think somebody said I was double teamed 60% of the snaps. Like, if I could still find a way to impact the game, and even whether it's run, pass, screen, whatever, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, it's the ultimate challenge, and that's just the beauty in the game, bro. Like, you want to be that guy, but at the end of the day, you know what comes with that, and I'm prepared for it. So yeah, bro, it was just another opportunity to go out there and do my thing.
It's funny you say that. Go ahead, D.
No, I was going to say one of the things with being double teamed is that something, of course, going into every week that you're going to be the focal point for offenses, right? They're going to send chips, they're going to send the backs, the tight ends, all that stuff. I saw you moving around a lot more, flipping sides. Was that kind of to combat those double teams, or is it something that you saw matchup wise that you wanted to capitalize on?
No, honestly, the more it's kind of a mixture. Like it's a scheme, Pat. Switching things up as far as the fronts go and moving me around so teams can't just be like, all right, he's on the left side, send the chip, double slide, boom. And so for me, it's like I last year that was something I was like a little bit uncomfortable doing because I've always played on the left, even in college. Like when I first started playing the position in high school, my senior year, like I started on the left, so I'm comfortable on the left side. And then as I got in the league, like you get comfortable in a spot, and it's like playing right tackle versus left tackle. It's different. Your feet are different. Everything, this movement, steps, everything's different. So this past offseason, that was something I really wanted to do, is like challenge myself to go out there and rush and defend the run from both sides and be disruptive. And I feel like that's something that's helped me take my game to another level, is being able to move and not let teams just hone in on, okay, he's right there and this is make it easy for him. So if I can be effective on both sides, then it just makes the coordinator's job even harder.
Yeah. So obviously, Max, there was a lot laying on this game specifically, especially for playoff hopes. Now knowing your future, what's the message to the guys this week in the locker room for you heading into week 17?
The message is it's pretty straightforward. We talked in the locker room after the game, but I just told the guys, like, this is the last time this is going to be this group of guys together. You don't know what the hell is going to happen. There's a lot that's going to change. Every single year, there's always turnover from the roster standpoint. But especially in our, situation, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So that was my message, is just listen. This is our last week together as a group, and we've grown so much together. We've gone through a lot of shit together, and we're playing a rival at home. And there's going to be no better, there's no better way to end the season to go out with a bang and go beat Denver, and go into the off season with a big win, and being 8-9. After where we started, it was a rough season. Last year we were 6-11, and this year, it started off looking like it was going to be something similar. And we turned it around, even though we had some tough breaks. But you got to finish the right way. You go into the off season with a win, it's going to be a lot better. You go into the off season and half the guys are like, oh, fuck it. It is what it is. The season's over anyways. You're going to regret that shit. So for me, shit, it was New Year's. I was fucking in bed. I was up at 6 in the morning. I was only, it was me and maybe 1 to 2 other guys. I'm getting to work. You know what I mean? I was there fucking all day. So I'm prepared to go out there and be at my best. I know I'm going to be at my best. And that's the message to the guys. Just like, listen, this is our last, we have 6 days left. 6 days left of the season. You can do whatever, go on vacation, do whatever you want to do after. But you don't want to go on vacation, not knowing you didn't fully prepare. Be at your best, to finish the season.
Yeah, I don't even know how to necessarily phrase this, but you got to be somewhat happy, or I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but that going forward, moving into next season, that you're going to probably be able to hopefully have a fresh start. Ever since you got into the league, it feels like there's been a lot of turnover, as you hit on, but also just like AB, for example, when he came to the Raiders, there's a lot of commotion, and then a lot of players, being dismissed from the team from off the field stuff, and then a lot of coaching changes. How ready are you, Max, for there to be something kind of locked in, put in place for you guys next year without all the other bullshit to go on, and you guys just go out there, play football, and start building a franchise, so to speak?
Yeah, for us, obviously everyone in that locker room and building knows, what we want to do. As far as, our pick, I've said it publicly in every interview I've done in the last month and a half, but, AP and Champ have my blessing. I feel like they're the guys for the job. I know they've done an incredible job, stepping in unexpectedly and being able to do what we've done, go to Kansas City and win. Go beat the Chargers, set a record, score 63 points. We go on the road versus a Colts team that's been playing really good football, and we lose by 3 points, you know what I mean? And, we know we're going in the right direction. We have, Aiden has had to step up. He didn't even expect to play as a rookie, and he's had to step up and start games, and he's helped be a part of 4 big wins in these last 8 weeks. So it's like, you know what I mean? There's been so much shit. But for me, you know, this offseason, I want to start, you know, knowing, okay, this is our guy. Boom. Let's fucking build from what we started, not start from ground zero again. I've done that 4 times already. I've been very fucking straightforward about it. Everyone knows where I stand with it. And I just want stability and I want consistency at a high level. And, you know, I feel like those guys will definitely bring it. So, you know, I'm just hoping for that. And, you know, I'm going to do everything I can to, you know, share my opinion and, you know, share how I feel about it.
Yeah, you deserve it, along with other players that have been there for a few years in the Raiders facility and the organization. Man, they just for it to be on the right track and for you guys to be able to solely focus on football and, like you said, have that stability. It's huge.
No doubt.
One question for you, Max. Week 17, as everybody knows, watching back home, is normally a big week where people either A, sit out, or players are out there chasing those incentives, which is a big deal. Might sound weird and selfish for people to talk about, but any incentives, Max, that you know about in the locker room, you guys are looking to get on with some of the players?
Week 18 is next week, brother.
Yeah, week 18. Week 18. You're close.
So I think I said week 16 in the intro, too. Because
yeah,
you did. Says it.
You did. It's all good.
Okay. Anyway, so week 18.
My bad, brother. I just want
No, you're good. No, good catch.
No, you're good. No, I have shit. I don't pay attention to that. I know everybody has their goals, you know what I mean, as far as what you want to do going into a season. I know I do. I know Devontae does. I know Josh does, all these guys. So, like you said, I know we're all playing. We all plan on playing at our best, and we got to go out and find a way to get a win. And, you know, I don't give a damn about, you know, the winning and potentially getting a higher draft pick, you know what I mean, or losing. You hear about that shit all the time. It's like, I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I mean? I go out there to win and play at my best. So I'm definitely, you know, planning on doing that. So that's
we'll be talking. Don't worry, we'll be talking about that in the how important draft picks are as opposed to winning here later when we get to Creel's segment here of Around the League. But Max, 2 more things for you. One relating to the game, I guess, but points were hard to come by for this game for both teams, obviously. But for the Raiders offense, they have clicked at times, especially over like this 8-game stretch with kind of like a new identity, Aiden leading the helm. But for you, Max, but with the offense, do you feel like this is a big focal point heading to the offseason, having to find pieces to that puzzle? Your thoughts on just, you know, with the offense and where that stands heading to the offseason and 1 more week left?
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I feel like everything's up for question at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't know. You know what I mean? The future is unknown, and we have who we have. And right now it's about finishing, and that's all we can control. You know, there's a lot of – you're going to hear a million rumors during the off season. You're going to hear, you know, all the drama and shit that comes with it. And, you know, we're prepared to do that when the season ends. But that's just part of the game, bro. At the end of the day, for me, all that matters to me is – winning, and whatever the fuck that looks like, I am a part of that.
Feel you.
So that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? I do everything in my power to go out there, be my best, and help my team win. And I just want guys that think the same way from a coaching standpoint and players.
Facts. Yeah. So last one, great point, Matt. We know you're loyal to a T too. So, you know, it's just the hard hitting questions here in the rush that we got to get across to you. But you are a team man and a capitan at the most. So new year, 2024, new us, but not really at the rush. I'm a little under the weather. They're calling it the flu game for me, Darian, as we talked about before.
Nobody.
But in the comments, they were draining it with flu game.
But
But Max, what is your biggest goal in 2024 that you want to accomplish personally and also professionally? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but, you know, new year, baby.
Damn. That's a good question. You know, for me, you know, I sit down after every single offseason, break down the things that I did well, break down the things that I, you know, feel like I can improve on. And, you know, for me, I don't have any concrete.
Is that on the field or off the field or both when you do that, like reflecting?
Both. It starts with on the field. You know, coming with starts with training, nutrition, all that shit. How can I gain that 1% in every single category on a daily basis? So yeah, I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that once the season ends with AJ, Ricky, Rick Slate, the whole crew. But as far as what do my goals for 2024? You've probably seen the fucking quote before, but I don't want to be in the same place I am that I was in 2023. I want to take another big step, a huge leap in the trajectory I plan on going. So it's going to require every bit of my energy and attention as far as football goes, and then as far as off the field as well. When it comes to relationships and business and everything I'm doing, I want to be at my absolute best in every phase of my life, and most importantly, Ella Rose being a girl dad. I got to be the best dad I can possibly be as well. On top of that, so that's what I plan on doing.
I love it. Girl dad number one, man, and we can't wait. So if you're elevating what you did from 2023 to next year, boy, the NFL better look out because it's going to be over with. No, we look forward to it. You should already back home. You should already be doing what you should be doing in 2023, but I get it. January 1st hits. You want to be a new person. I get it. So, are we done with this segment? Let's jump into the dog of the day, D. Huh? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I say we do.
All right, boys. For the dog of the day, we're going to start with this. Dog of the day. I mean, this one, we had to look around the roster, see what we got going on, and we came to a conclusion. Pretty straightforward. We all Devontae. So Devontae Adams, you are our dog of the day. 11 receptions, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them disgusting, caught it in the corner of his head. You already know. Devontae is one of the best receivers this generation. Future Hall of Famer. He does what he does. He stepped up. He made a bunch of big plays for us, and he's our dog of the day. You can pick Devontae often. He's one of the bigger dogs in the building, to say the least. But this dude, me and him were like this. You already know. Me and him are tight knit. Ever since he got here, one of the cooler dudes I've been around in the NFL. One of the better teammates I've had. So our dog of the day this week is my boy Devontae Adams.
So, right?
Nicely done.
Let's go. Shout out Tay.
Shout out Tay. Not two.
All right, we're taking it into the big sack segment. So give me that big sack.
Big sack.
Big sack.
Show us your big sack.
Big.
All right. It's 3rd and 10 on the Colts 20. All right. You have a great rush on this play. All right. You get very close. You get a hand on the Gardner Minshew of all people. But you get a hand on him. It looks like you ripped the shirt a little bit. Right. Fall down, and then your boy Butler comes and cleans that up. Talk to me about what happened on that play, because we were texting in the group chat. I was like, he's going to be fucking irate.
Those are old school tearaway jerseys.
Butler got it, but I know he's going to be sick.
No doubt. That's a play. We ran a flush game. I came, screaming down the middle of the O-line. I fucking came down memory lane 100 miles an hour. And it's tough, honestly, coming down the middle of the O-line. Like, it's a little different because they have a 2-way go. Yeah. It's not like, what is Creel laughing at? The fuck you laughing at? Here we go. But anyway, I'm coming down memory lane 100 miles an hour, and he's got a 2-way go. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And he just kind of sidestepped, and I grabbed him, and I grabbed his little fucking sleeve on his shirt, and I ripped it. I felt it literally tearing. I'm like, bro, no. Because if I would have got his jersey, I got him. Yeah. And he freaking slips out, but Adam, boom, slides through, finishes the playoff. And that's just a part of being 4 equals 1 on the D-line. At the end of the day, if it was anybody else, I feel like Adam was definitely the one to, take that sack because, but Adam, bro, has been giving me Chris Paul's off the glass all year. So
Dwayne Wade to LeBron?
No. Anyway, so yeah, James Harden, Lob City. But yeah, no, Adam is he's a baller, bro. We've talked about him a ton on the show. He's one of the best in the league when it comes to just being unselfish, bro. Like, he does everything in his power to set up his teammates. And you see it out there, on a weekly basis. So for me, me setting him up for a sack, it's it goes a long way. And I wasn't mad at all. I'm like, fuck it, it's Adam. I'm happy. So we got off the field, got to stop, and Adam, that was his 4th sack of the year. He's having a really good year, and he's another guy. I pray he comes back. I'm definitely gonna put my word in for him. We already had our discussions. He's mentioned it before. He's like, bro, you better say something. I'm like, bro, I'm loyal to the core, and I would tell you if I thought you weren't good or you were ass or something, I would let you know the same thing. So
because they're just gonna let you know anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, Adam, I fuck with you. You're a fucking awesome player. You've helped me a ton. He's super smart, high IQ guy, and that's the kind of guys you want in the building. So I'm putting in my word for Adam, and I'm just happy I went out there and got a sack, and it was a big time play. So big shout out to Adam Butler. You're the boy.
Go Adam Butler. Big sack guy.
Big dogs eat.
Big sack. Congrats, Adam. Been tearing it up all year. Seems like you guys have just great football IQ together on the field. You know exactly what you guys want to do. Just give each other that look. We've talked about it episode after episode. But before we move on to another segment, Krill's segment around the league, we're going to go with a little quick Condor fact check, or stats, I should say. A random Condor stat for you guys. Maxx has now 86 career tackles for loss, passing Levante David, who is at 85, for the 3rd most tackles for loss in the NFL history since 1999. You were still shitting in diapers, Maxx, among players in their first 5 seasons in the NFL. So that's your Condor stat for you guys. Congrats, Maxx. You deserve one too.
Okay. I like that.
Just a little quick
keep
segment.
rewriting it.
That's right.
Just a little quick segment, a little.
Hey, Chris Paul's not the only one throwing assist here. Krill, let's kick it to you, bro. A little around the league.
Fuck yeah, man. Let's get it.
Talk to us.
So first and foremost, man, Detroit controversy in Dallas. Do the refs need to be held accountable as much as, say, a player would? You hit someone late, right? Or you have a awful hit on QB. That fine is coming to your mailbox. You guarantee it, right? That needs to be looked at, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yes.
If it gets too dicey, just text me and I'll say that shit.
No, you're good.
Fuck
Your question is, do the refs need to
Held
be
accountable.
held accountable like
Just
the
like
players?
everyone else. They're
Yes.
on the
I'm
field.
not going to go into detail,
No,
but
just-
absolutely.
No doubt.
Yes.
And should they
First one,
overturn
that one.
games? I know there's power to do it, but can you?
No.
Should they be
no,
overturning
no.
those things?
No. Unless it's literally the last play of the game where, something happens where it's just blatantly the wrong
This is
call.
the thing, though.
You know
If
what
a
I
guy,
mean?
go ahead, because if a guy commits a crime and you let him go for it, he's more than likely going to commit a crime again, right? So it's like
Yeah,
it's like
right.
Scott Foster with Chris Paul. Why do we keep letting him referee his games? He's just going to fuck him over.
No, it's
No accountability.
You got a point. No, I agree. There's got to be a level of accountability, 100%, and that goes for players,
Everything.
coaches, refs, everybody. So, to answer your question, yes,
Word.
absolutely, they need to be held accountable.
Word.
Now,
Uh-oh.
now, I got a question.
Oh,
How can we hold the refs accountable? Right? Is it suspensions? Is it
Fine.
you're going to be off of maybe you get 8 games a season, 10 games a season. Now you get 6. Like there's got to be some sort of stats that we can judge a ref by because they're not all proficient.
Sure.
And that's a
Yeah.
fact.
No, that's a good question. I feel like, that for that whole crew, that I don't even know what the refs
Yeah, me
name is
neither.
off the top of my head, but his crew, and him, obviously, they're not doing the playoffs. They're off. They got
have
cut from
demoted.
all the playoff games. They got demoted. So yeah, I feel like that's a good ass response.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like you can't go back in time and switch the
No.
result of the game, but you hold the guys accountable because you can't have shit like you can't have refs determining the outcome of games.
Amen.
They're there
Yeah.
to
Coordinate,
it's
essentially.
simple as that.
Yeah.
They're there
Officiate.
to basically, officiate, make sure the game is played the right way. But at the end of the day, you can't be determining the outcome.
They're chaperoning. Let's just
Especially-
call it what it is.
Yeah, they're chaperoning. If shit's egregious, call the flag. If it's not, let them fucking
Amen.
play. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
And then I think the gray area, if we do start really honing in, like if you had a PFF for referees, right? Then you're going to get a bunch of refs. But the bad side
Rank
is
their
you're going to
ass.
get a bunch of refs that are going to be like, oh, I'm going to be graded if I miss this call. So they're just going to start painting the field with the flags. So
Yeah.
there has to be like a middle ground. Let the people play, but don't fuck the game.
Period.
Because they're fucking the game.
No, I feel you. They should have a PFF for refs.
Right.
They probably because I know they do behind the scenes. I know
There has to be
refs
some sort of
are
grade.
graded.
Yeah.
Like obviously they're held to a certain amount of accountability. They have some, head, the head ref league, whatever the fuck they have, their own coalition of people that oversee the refs and manage them. But I feel like it should be public, just like players.
Exactly.
Like
You know what I mean? That's how you hold it accountable.
Amen.
So Scott Foster, for example, the NBA, this dude, every time Chris Paul plays, they call no fouls and they make sure he fucking loses. You know what I mean?
And he gets thrown out of the game.
And he gets thrown out of the game. So it's like things like that needs to be put out in the public so that there's actual pressure on the refs. You know what I mean? If it's all behind closed doors, then nothing gets solved. You know what I mean? If you put it all out there, I mean, they put the players' contracts public. They put the fines public. They put everything public. So hold the refs and the coaches accountable.
You're swimming right down the waters I want to get into really quick, Krill, before you get to the next one. You might know this, Max, or anybody in here might know this, but do referees, so when you guys get to the playoffs, right, you get a certain amount of money for the first round. Then the next round you get even a substantial larger amount of money, and then so on and so forth to Super Bowl. Is it the same way for the referees? Do you know, like, do they get paid more for the playoff games? Because that is a good way for them to be able to say, hey, you guys are no longer officiating any playoff games, because that's extra money, like bonuses pretty much that they're looking for.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you studied the guidelines daily, but
yeah, I definitely study the rule book for the refs, but no, honestly, I have no clue. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it just holds everyone to a standard. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if everyone's being held accountable publicly, it puts more pressure in a good way to perform at your best. And I feel like it's the NFL. It's the most lucrative, most prestigious league in the whole entire country and arguably the world. So I think everybody needs to be held accountable 100%.
I agree.
Amen.
Go ahead, Krill.
Word. On to the Nets. Ravens rolled over the Dolphins, secured the number 1 seed and the bye for the first round of the playoffs. Did Lamar secure the MVP?
Ooh. Him or CMC,
That's a good question.
right?
I mean,
CMC got hurt and he's out week 18 now. So it's like that in my personal opinion, it was kind of who it was ping pong like between. You could say Purdy, but I think McCaffrey is just, in my opinion, it's my sole opinion, right? It's typically a QB award. But if you would even contradict, say, Lamar's MVP season to this season now, his numbers are kind of skewed. It was a heavy favorite. Whereas now it's like CMC's doing shit that like typically no running back can stay healthy for 18 weeks and let alone do what he's doing from a pass catching standpoint, from a run blocking standpoint, and then just scoring 20 plus touchdowns. I feel like that is MVP category. But now he's hurt week 18, was out half of 17. Lamar has the best team, in my opinion, in the NFL. They have the bye. I don't know. Talk to us, Max.
Honestly, like you said, like it's literally a quarterback award for the most part. I feel like it shouldn't be, in my opinion, because
it's 11 positions.
It's a team sport. It's a team sport. I mean, if you really look at the MVP every single year or Offensive Player of the Year, whatever you're looking at, it typically goes to the best team, the guy with the best record, and all those things. But like, this isn't basketball.
Same with the Heisman.
I know. Yeah, it's the same thing. So, and I'm happy they gave it to Jaden Daniels because like his team wasn't the best team, but he was
by far
had Joe Burrow type year. You know what I mean at LSU. So he deserved that. So I feel like you got to look at it from all perspectives. You can't just say, okay, well this team has the best record, the quarterback is pretty good, so all right, he's the MVP because his team's the best and whatever. It's like you got to take into account who was the most valuable player on the football field. And I'm not taking anything against any quarterbacks. Like Mahomes won it last year. He should have. You know what I mean? He should have. Mahomes is the best player. Yes. Lamar this year is going fucking nuts. So if he wins it, I feel like it's definitely justified. But you can't just look at quarterbacks. You got to look at Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's had 1,700 yards and he's going nuts. You know what I mean? He's unstoppable. The dude, pound for pound, is probably the best player in football, arguably. You know what I mean? Yep. So you got to look at guys like Tyreek or a guy like Christian McCaffrey, for another example. Like obviously he's going to be out the last week, but that dude has over 1,400 yards rushing and over 500 receiving. So it's like, what do you value? And then on top of it, it's like there's never an MVP from the defensive side. when defense is just as important or more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to look at everything, and that's
How do you
what,
not? How do you not put the corner for Dallas Cowboys in that conversation? What's his name? Blant. Sorry, I butchered the name, but Blant. He has
eight,
pick sixes.
He has 8 picks.
And 6 for a tutty.
Yeah, he has 8 picks, which is crazy. So yeah, I mean, you got to look. Yeah, he literally broke the record. So I mean, yeah, you got to look at everything. So I feel like, you know what I mean. I feel like Lamar's definitely the favorite. I mean, like you said, off their criteria, and the fact that he's balling the fuck out and just goes to play the Dolphins, huge game to solidify #1 seed. He goes out, throws over 300 and 5 touchdowns. So that was like his statement, like, yeah, I'm the MVP. So, Lamar, he can go and he's probably going to go win his second MVP, which is dope. Because I love Lamar. Lamar is my boy. I fuck with Lamar. He's
you think that we're too far gone with this? Like, it's now, you ask anybody, MVP, like you said, it's the best player on the best team, all of these things, the quarterback. Do you think we're too far gone where, like, this is what the award is? Or if not, like, how do you change that back to be like, hey, how do we take into account everything you just said?
I don't know. I mean, that's a great question. I mean, if the MVP was voted on by the players and coaches,
it'd be different.
You know what I mean? I feel like then it would be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I believe the MVP is the media. It's all the media. Yeah. So it's tough. So honestly, I'm not taking anything against them, but like, I mean, if you want the real results, like you look at the top 100 and see, okay, these are all voted by the players, and then you look at the like the all pros and shit like that as player and Pro Bowls. It's players, coaches, and media. So like, I feel like every award should be all three combined from media, coaches, and players. And most importantly, I feel like the coaches and players by far should be the highest,
for sure.
The highest, amount of percentage when it comes to the votes.
AZ plays spoiler to Philadelphia. What's the mindset going into a game when you really don't have anything to play for? Essentially, you're already eliminated from like the playoffs. Like, what is the main mindset as a leader going against a team who has a shit ton to play for? Do you want to play spoiler, or do you just want to be like a true man and a true teammate? Like, no matter what the score is, no matter what our record is, we have a standard to play to. What's kind of the mindset going in?
Or hold those draft picks.
Because then you have like draft picks, like that's after the fact, right? You don't give a fuck about draft picks until season's over.
I mean,
correct? It's like,
yeah, no, for sure. And that's front office, type mentality, you know what I mean, when it comes to the draft picks and shit. But as a player, like, if you're not going out there to go be at your best, like, you're fucking tripping. That's what I think. So, Kyler Murray, he's come back and they've played a lot better since he's been back. And on top of it, their head coach was the DC of Philly last year.
Yep.
So for a fact he wanted to win that game, and I know that dude is well respected, and they've been playing some good football lately. So they wanted to win for their coach, and on top of it, the coach definitely wanted to get a win versus former team. So yeah, I know Kyler. Me and Kyler are boys, and I know he's been excited to get back, bro. He's been itching to get out there, and he's played some.
And then low key, him wearing the Sidney Crosby jersey into the stadium was the baller ass move. Because Sidney Crosby's probably top hated sports figures in that entire city. Like, he is fucking hated by Philadelphia. So him wearing the Sid jersey in was like legendary.
No,
he was
like
trolling.
Sure. No, he was trolling.
He did. He
stood
definitely
on
stood
business for sure.
James Conner was crying after the game, damn near. So obviously the game meant a lot to them boys out there, as it should.
Oh, yeah. James Conner was snapping. Yeah, no, bro. Anytime you go out there, like I said, like you have 17 guaranteed games, bro. You train all year round to get ready to play. So you're not going out there thinking, okay, fuck it, season's over, whatever. Like, if you think like that, you shouldn't be out there. Simple as that. So yeah, I know those guys want to go out there and get the dub, and I got to watch the highlights from the game. I haven't even seen it yet, but I've seen one of Tyler scrambling, breaking a tackle, throwing a touchdown. It's crazy. But yeah, he's a baller, bro. When he's healthy and on his shit, like that, man, he's
and right on to the next, man. Justin Fields, the Bears won another big game. Offense blew the top off it. If you're a Chicago Bears fan, or if you're Chicago's Bears front office, do you want Justin Fields in that in that same uni, or do you want to see what the water is on the other side? Taste a temp, What do you think there?
I mean, that's a tough question. That's hard hitting.
Because he's
you know,
balling, man.
obviously. Yeah, he's balling, and they're playing a lot better. You know, they've made some big transactions. They got Montez Sweat over there now.
Edmonds.
They're doing. Yeah, they got
DJ
Edmonds.
Moore.
They signed the linebacker TJ. Yeah, DJ Moore. They got TJ Edwards from Philly, the linebacker as well. So like they've been building up that team, and they got their defense is pretty fucking good. Like they've been playing really well, and I know Eberflus is a defensive guy, so you know, seeing their defense playing well. And, you know, Fields playing better and better every week. I mean, you see what they're doing. They're 7-9 now, and they were looking. It was looking rough early on for them.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you look at it from a front office standpoint, okay, do we keep riding the momentum? You know, if they win again, they're 8-9, and boom, they had a pretty damn good year. You know, for the most part. So, it's not good enough, but at the end of the day, if you're playing good football at the end of the year, I would feel like you would want to. Okay, let's build off this. You know what I mean? So that's my perspective on it. But we'll see. You know, you hear a lot of rumblings about what are they going to do? Are they going to get a new guy? But I mean, when you got a quarterback that's talented like Justin Fields, you just got to keep surrounding him and building up, you know, the O-line, the system, and put him in a position to succeed. And I feel like, you know, he's showing that. He's starting to get better and better every week.
Yeah, we talk about how important quarterback is on the show all the time, but in general, if you have a brain, you know how important it is. But pretty much, in my eyes, like, why would you want to restart? Like you said, Max, it's like, why? If you got to go searching for that quarterback all over again, you're just delaying the process. So build around the guys, like you said. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, it's hard to find, bro, in the league. Like, it's hard. Like, you look at the elite quarterback, you know what I mean? How many elite quarterbacks are there in the league? It's hard.
Five,
you know what I mean? It's hard to say. So that's my point. If you got a
Flacco.
guy that's trending up and has got a lot of ability and could run and do all the things he can do, like, why the fuck not build off that? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. But, you know, I'm not inside that building. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the details of, you know, how he is as a person, as a leader. I don't know all that. But, you know, I feel it looks like they're having fun and enjoying. You know, you see the locker room after they were lit in there. So it seems like, you know, they got a close knit group. So, you know, why would you blow that up?
And then lastly, all I got is Packers, Steelers, Bills, and Texans all won to stay relevant in the playoff hunt. Do you see any of those four teams entering in somehow or not?
Yeah, so how does that? I was going to ask about that too. So what is it? I seen the Saints beat the Bucs. So what is the scenario for them?
The Bucs are still divisional leaders,
Bucs,
I think.
believe. Yeah, the Bucs are still divisional leaders, I believe, somehow or not. Is that goes off the overall record of the division? But I saw on there that they're already etched in as kind of locked in somehow, which I thought that was still up for grabs. I know for the
So if they win, I think
for
win,
the Packers,
Yes.
it was between the Packers and the Vikings. Whoever of those two teams won the last two were in. So with
Packers on the
are
right
still
track
alive.
then, because they just beat them up
they're
last
still
night.
alive. And then
what about the Saints? The Saints, if they win, they're 9-8, and then what? Do they
Maybe
get
a wild
spot?
card?
Or
It says
no,
that
you
they're
got
on
to
the
pull that
bubble.
up, Darren.
It says that they're on the bubble. The Saints right now, they're 8-8. They play right now. They're playing.
Can you share your screen, D?
31%.
yeah, see that.
So who's in right now?
So who's clinched?
Just who's in general? Who's the 7 teams on NFC?
Niners.
The Niners, Cowboys, Lions, Eagles, Rams. In the hunt, you got the Bucks, Packers. Yeah, Bucks and Packers are in the hunt.
So they're in technically right now.
Essentially.
So
their percentage is 69%.
Yeah, this is it. If the Bucks win, they're in. If the Bucks lose, then it gets real choppy. So the Bucks are in with clinching clinching their division with a win and a playoff berth.
But and then how do the Saints get in?
The Saints need
Who do
the
they gotta
Buccaneers,
have,
and I
like-
bet some other help as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
How
makes
crazy
sense.
the
I think
Browns are in the
Bucs
wild
take care
card
of
Because
them.
the Seahawks are on the bubble
Well,
as well.
the Bucks play the Saints. They
Yeah,
just played.
Seahawks are right there. Green Bay's right there. Shit, but
The
Seahawks
Steelers,
just
yeah.
lost, didn't they? To the Steelers. Yeah, so
Right,
now
the Seahawks
shit.
kind of help.
I want Green Bay to get in, so my boy
Yeah,
Rich Versace.
Jordan Love's been
to
playing
go.
too. He's been playing real
Yeah.
well, man.
Yeah, he has.
Jordan Love's balling, so yeah, I would like to see them. I know obviously Keyshawn's over there too, Green Bay.
Because it's like with the playoffs too, man. It's like who's hot now, right? Sometimes you get a bye. It could be like a hidden blessing, but then it's like kind of like a curse as well. You're so used to routine playing every week. You're already past that bye week, and the playoff team is like coming into your stadium. Whereas if you're on that grit side, and
Yeah, no, that's interesting, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
wrap us up, bro.
100%. Let's get it, man. Well, that's around the league with the one and only Maxx. Let's move on here really quick. D, you got your mail hat on here for some Condor Cartel Rush mail?
Always.
Yeah,
All right, let's get to our Rush mail. All right, so we're here with our Rush mail today. We got our first question up from Carl Dinga. Wants to know what the Walter Payton Man of the Year award would mean to you, and who you think deserves it.
There you
go. I think you deserve it, so don't answer the second part because I'll say it. You don't have to. You deserve it. So what would it mean to you?
I appreciate that. What would it mean to me? Honestly, just getting the honor has been kind of like crazy to me because, knowing where I come from, knowing that I'm still young, you know what I mean? I'm 26 years old. I'm still growing as a human being. Being in that position, being recognized for an award like that is like, it's like the most prestigious award you could think of in the league. That has nothing has nothing to do with football itself. It's about who you are as a person and what you do off the field. And for me, y'all know me. I love giving back. I love doing things for other people. And just being recognized is enough, for me. But at the end of the day, if I'm honored, get the nod and get the actual Walter Payton Man, it's gonna be a special day, bro, because it's just a testament, to how far I've come. And the beautiful thing about it is like I'm not even my best version of myself yet as a player, as a person. I'm still growing every single day. So for the fact, just if I were able to get that, it would be awesome. And just being able to show people that no matter what situation you're in life, like you can overcome anything that's thrown at you. And that's my living testimony for sure.
Oh yeah, we're all pulling for you. You should definitely be hoisting that award up at the end of the year.
I appreciate it.
The next question, someone who seems to be very in tune with football equipment. I am Dylan Castro wants to know what made you switch from your Speed Flex to a VC's.
Yeah, that's a good question.
He likes
this
the way it
offseason,
looks.
I went to. I like the way it looks. I definitely like the way it looks. I wore the Speed Flex for a long time. I wore it in college. I wore it all the way up through my first 4 years, and I was like, something's missing. I need to take this next step. For me, this was a part of that 1%. It was like, okay, I need to take my helmet. It sounds fucked up. My helmet game to another level.
Head game to another level. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So taking that take it to another level. So for me, that's what I want to do. I went into the equipment room with my guy John, and I'm like, John, let's go all the way. I want to design my own face mask. I want to get a new helmet. I want to take it, to another level. So I feel like this is a part of the evolution of my career, and that was just part of what I do. I care about every little detail. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take that to another level as well. So I want to do it my way though, like creative. That's why I came up with the triangle, and that's why I'm wearing it again, just because that's my shit. You know what I mean? We literally sketched it out ourselves and created it. So we're just gonna keep doing what we do.
Have we received a fine yet for that helmet? Face mask yet?
I don't know. I haven't even. CJ hasn't even brought it up to me. So
smart man.
I'm just acting like it's not happening. We'll see. Sorry, Raj.
Sorry, Raj. It's okay.
It's all good.
All right. We'll go with our last question. Our last question here. It's not a question. All right. Mr. Intke ____.
Inky?
What does handling adversity mean to you? What is the next step going to take? What's handling adversity mean to you?
Let's restart this question.
Fuck this. We're not even asking these. These are some trash-ass fucking questions this time, and I'm literally picking out of shit. So we're going to go with two. We're going to go with two.
You don't have any other one that has any type of...
All right.
Normalcy?
Maxx Crosby, the GOAT, for real. Why, though? The fuck you want me to do with that? Swear to God. We're going to the playoffs next year. Fuck those refs, not a question, but what the fuck can the Raiders do? Refs are punk-ass bitches. But you see what I'm coming through?
Hey, that's cool. You should read that question off, though, and let them talk about the play.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here's one.
Yeah.
Who are the players trying to recruit this year in the offseason?
I can't answer that.
Exactly. So that is a great day for us on the Rush Mail. I appreciate you guys. We will be back next episode. Keep the great questions coming.
Yes, we need questions, guys, not just
Great ones.
aggressive statements.
Very aggressive,
Exactly.
bold statements.
Violent, bold statements. It's all good.
That's fucking hilarious. Hey,
That's fine.
yeah, what do you expect with Raider Nation? Before we get to the best segment, Max's favorite segment, obviously, the Rushman. One thing really quick, guys. Down below, madmaxmerch.com. Go get you a Relentless tee. Max smoking a stogie. You know, you guys see that often after the dubs on the live, but also a lot of Mad Max personal merch on there, along with the Rush, hats, beanies, hoodies, long sleeves. Hey, you want to get your girl something to sleep in at night? There's a lot of long sleeves in there. So hook them up, get it down, post a picture, share it with the Crosby family, or just Max himself, but the Rush family more importantly. But down below at madmaxmerch.com, we got it for you, Condor Cartel. So, Max, I'm going to kick it over to you, brother.
Right now, hey, I just want to say I second everything you just said. Everybody go get that merch, post that shit, and rock it. We're going to be rocking the gear. Darian's going to be rocking that shit.
It looks so great.
Just wreaking havoc.
So handsome.
Exactly. So
He's so handsome.
So handsome. So handsome. Great guy. Anyway, my favorite segment of the entire show. Totally biased. Don't care. It's my favorite. Simple as that. We got our Rushman of the week. You know, this is something that takes a lot of time, a lot of detail. We do our, deep searching for, our three guys. And this week, I mean, there was some performances that were ridiculous. And we're going to start this off at number 3 with a rookie. And we usually don't do this because, rookies, you got to really earn that shit to make the Rushman of the week. But this dude's been balling. And my boy, Matt Butler, big shout out to my boy, Matt Butler, Tennessee Volunteer. It's my boy. Watch connoisseur. Shout out Matt Butler, great teammate. He mentioned this guy earlier in the season. He goes, Kobe Turner's been balling, bro. I'm like, who's Kobe Turner? He's like, bro, he plays on the Rams. He's D tackle. He's been going crazy. So I did my research. This dude has been fucking balling. And so this week, he has 2.5 sacks, 5 tackles, and now he has 9 sacks as a D tackle as a rookie. And he's not even, if you look at the Rookie of the Year odds, he's not even eligible. They don't even have a betting line for him. And he has 9 sacks as a D tackle. It's honestly the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen. So, Kobe, I'm standing up for you right now. I'm standing on the table. If you're not the number 1 guy, I don't know how.
Him and Jalen Carter, probably.
I mean, him and Jalen Carter, you got to put them up there. This dude is going nuts. So, I did my research, his PFF, everything. He's got like an 85 grade. This dude's balling out. So, Kobe Turner, you're our number 3, 2.5 sacks, 5 tackles on the week, dude. Keep balling, doing your thing, bro. They cannot sleep on you forever, so keep doing your thing.
Go, baby.
The big dogs eat.
And Max didn't only choose you because your name's Kobe. I promise.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Kobe. Anyway, number 2 is not his first time on the show. This is a close friend of mine, good, fellow Rushman. We came in together in 2019. Number 7 overall pick. This dude has earned his payday. It is coming after the season, and it is for a very just reason. He's been absolutely going nuts. 16.5 sacks on the season now for him. This week, 6 tackles, 3 sacks versus the Panthers. Our boy Josh Allen. This dude is an absolute baller. He's been getting better and better every single year. I know I say that a lot, but I mean it because it's the truth. This dude, Josh Allen, is a baller. He's got a lot of moves. He has speed to power, long arm, cross chop. He's got a lot of tools in his tool bag. And this is a dude I respect heavily. Me and him, we chop it up all the time. We talk in the off season. We go to Von's. He was at Von Miller's Summit. And we become, super close over the years. So He's got a beautiful family. I think he's got 2 kids, beautiful wife. This dude is just getting better every single year. You know, I've said it before, but we got so much respect for him. This dude's a baller, and our number 2 rushman of the week is the boy, Josh Allen.
Let's go, Josh. Not the quarterback, baby. The DN.
Not the quarterback, the defensive end / outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him.
Very stern.
But number 1. Yeah, exactly. But number 1. yeah. Number 1. Rushman of the week, you know. It was, I believe it was Saturday night. Obviously, we've already talked about the controversial game, to say the least. But there was one dude who stuck out to me. You know, he's been getting a lot of heat for his lack of sack production. Reminds me a lot of myself, my 3rd year. When I was rushing, you know, I had 100 pressures. For some reason, I wasn't getting sacks. I had 8 sacks on the year. And that was the only year I made All-Pro. And so this dude, Aiden Hutchinson, he had, I think, 5.5 or 6.5 going into the game. I think 6.5. He goes into the arguably the biggest game of the year, playing Dallas Cowboys. Huge game, going against Tyron Smith, Terrence Steele, both highly paid, highly coveted tackles in this league. This dude has 5 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble, one of them being strip sack. So he balled out. He went crazy. He got a sack on Tyron Smith, and then I think he had 2 on the other side. And he was just going nuts. And, you know, a guy like him, you know, we did our little jersey swap. We've stayed in contact ever since he got drafted. You know, he's a baller. He's getting better and better. You see his game getting more refined as the games go by. And he's going to be a real special player for a long time. So our number 1 rushman of the week with a 3-piece, Aiden Hutchinson from the Detroit Lions. Big shout out to you.
Good shit, Aiden. It's kind of dope, Max, that you gave Aiden that award, because I think when he came out in the draft process, his player he was compared to was you. I think it's between you and TJ Watt, but that's kind of cool for you to now be able to kind of pass the honor on. This is similar to the Grammys or the Oscars, whatever you watch. Rushman Award is top notch. So congrats, brother.
No doubt. Big shout out to Aiden, bro. You're a baller.
Hey, Max, real quick, what are you drinking over there to stay hydrated?
Oh, yeah, by the way, get your Zen water.
Get your
in
fucking
your local
Zen
stores
water.
all across the country. Best water on the planet. I mean, this thing is, it's changing the game. You see our boy James Harden, you know, my personal favorite player in the NBA. He's rocking with Team Zen Water. You see Travis Kelce, even though he is an op, he's a chief, you know, Kansas City Chief. He's still around, you know, still on the team. So this is what it is. Get your Zen Water, and also let me get this a little close.
Let's get that slate, huh, baby?
It's that slate milk. You can have it after a workout. You can have it in the morning. You get your little latte. You can do whatever. You know, there's all different type of versions, flavors. Get you some slate milk. Shout out to my boy Dana White.
Chocolate better than French vanilla.
French vanilla is my favorite.
Carb
French vanilla is my favorite. Go check it out. Yeah, exactly.
It's new year, new everybody. Carb friendly. Get your protein in and drink your milk.
Exactly.
I love it,
man. Everything you need. But anyway, let's close this fucker out.
Let's close it.
All right, y'all. That's all we got this week on The Rush. Episode 14. I got my brothers with me. Brogan Roback, Dustin Creel, Darian Terrell. Just want to say we love you guys. We appreciate all the support. Last week, everyone tuned in like crazy. I think it was an all-time record as far as the live drop. Almost 1,000 people. We need to break that. I know it was a tough week. I know, you know, playoffs are not in the picture anymore, but you guys got to keep support, man. We're going to keep pumping out content on a daily basis. So we just want to say we love y'all. Keep commenting, subscribing, liking, following all the pages. Tune in, Apple, Spotify, everything. iHeart. I mean, we're doing big things. YouTube, check us out. We got a great team over here, so we're going to keep giving y'all what y'all love. So we appreciate you guys. We have one more game. It's going to be a little bit different in the near future. We're going to have guests coming on. We're going to be going to different places. We might be taking some exclusive flights to certain areas. We're going to be doing a lot of big things. So we're going to be giving y'all exactly what y'all want. So keep tuning in. And also, we love the comments. We want to hear y'all's feedback. We want to see what you guys want to see. We're tapped into y'all. We have everybody literally all day long looking through comments. All right, what do we need to do better? How can we improve? And we're gonna keep doing that every single day. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. The Condor Cartel. We love y'all. This is The Rush with Maxx, Crosby, and my brothers.
Get it!
Peace.
Let's go, baby. Raiders.
Get it. Raiders.